Can you feel it in your skin? No fanfare. No starting from the first of the month announcements. One day you just wake up, and the world feels like it's had a software update. The usual levers no longer move the scenery. Words that once opened doors now bounce back like empty echoes. The roles you wore for years now sit on your face like a poorly glued mask. One gentle tug, and the glue lets go. You reach for the old familiar, for the just need to push through thought, and the space you're in suddenly dims the lights. You text someone who used to be your energy outlet. We need to talk. Silence. Not because they hate you, but because that storyline is no longer supported. You open that old project, the one you used to force your way through, and suddenly it falls apart. The delivery never shows. The file gets corrupted. The meeting gets postponed, indefinitely. No resistance, just disconnection. The world has cut the power to everything that no longer matches who you really are. And instead, a new kind of precision has switched on. It only takes one real I want. Not for show, not to prove anything, but a genuine desire. And the horizon shifts. A message drops into your inbox. A rare opportunity opens. You walk outside and meet that exact person without trying, without pressure, as if the plot itself rolled the right scene right up to your feet. Coincidences have stopped being coincidences. They've become markers along the way. Pauses are now part of the interface. Before, silence was terrifying. You try to fill it with noise, another call, more news, someone else's emotions. Now silence reveals what's alive and what's long dead. In silence, you hear the honest yes and the no less honest no. In silence, your body speaks truth clearer than any logic. With this project, your breath is easy. With this person, your shoulders rise all by themselves, and suddenly you realize it wasn't the amount of work that exhausted you, but the misalignment, and just by moving one inner comma, your whole day feels lighter. The new chapter comes with one key rule: conservation of energy. Reality no longer funds what doesn't fit. If your thought, your word, and your action line up in the same direction, things move without friction. The right transport arrives right on time. Your call connects on the first ring. Objects seem to fall into your hand as if by magic. But if you live by chance, play someone else's role, or hold relationships together with guilt glue, the light bulbs start flickering, deadlines drift off, and even the simplest door sticks for no reason. You start to see the system's hints in everyday details. Signs with the same words appear in different places. Strangers randomly mention a name you were just thinking of that morning. A dream that literally drags a scene from an upcoming meeting into the night. This isn't mysticism in disguise. It's new navigation. The world has started speaking a language you understand. Coincidence means this way. Resistance means not this way. And here's something else. The new era has canceled the usual rewards for politely betraying yourself. You no longer get paid for giving up your boundaries out of politeness, for smiling when your whole being wants to walk away, for agreeing when every part of you says no. That used to work. Just enough. The world gave you a little bonus for good behavior. But that bonus stopped coming. You either match yourself, and the scene carries you like a wave, or you don't. And the curtain closes without drama. It's not punishment, it's not reward, it's a system update. The mechanics are simple. What's real gets the green light. What's fake gets silence. And the sooner you admit that something has already died, the sooner something long awaiting will knock on your door. The new era is already here, and the only ticket in is your internal alignment. When what you think, what you say, and what you do finally speak in one voice. The world no longer responds to slogans or resumes. It tunes into the silent tone of your state. Frequency isn't words. It's the sum of your intention, your honesty, and your inner stillness. When the yes inside you is real, the world rearranges itself. The route shortens in strange ways. The right person reaches out first. Tiny details align, like iron filings to a magnetic thread. When the no inside is real, Reality grinds with static. Your battery drains, doors jam, messages get lost. Your body is the best receiver. What's yours feels like easy breath, a clear gaze, a firm step, and the sense that time is sped up. What's not yours feels like a tight chest, a heavy neck, a craving to delay the moment with sweet coffee and endless scrolling. This isn't the mysticism of punishment, it's the physics of resonance. You emit a frequency. The scene either harmonizes with you, or it fades into silence. People are sensors too. A pause in a reply, a glance that won't hold, an unexpected, maybe later. It's not about personality. It's about misaligned energy. Where you match yourself, communication flows without effort. Where you don't, the dialogue crumbles into scattered laters. The old world tolerated dissonance for years. The new one simply cuts power to anything played for show. The clearer your signal, the straighter your road. The less pretending, the quieter the noise. And reality, it doesn't respond to your words, but to the frequency you emit every single minute. The victim script dissolves first, where you cry out, "Why is this happening to me?" The space answers with the hollow echo of a stairwell. Doors close. Replies go missing. Energy drains into the complaint. The moment you shift your focus to, "What do I do next?" regret dissolves, and action takes its place. The right moves, the right people, they begin to appear, not to console you, but to help, for real. Then, all soft manipulations sink. Phrases like, "If you loved me, you'd be upset. You know what I mean," no longer work as currency. They don't get paid in compromises. They get met with silence and distance, even from those you care about. The new scene responds to clarity. This matters to me. This doesn't work for me. I choose something else. Transparency restores the current. Hooks and guilt trips shut it down. Next, the critics fade. Well-polished diagnoses of what's wrong with the world, but zero ownership of their own corner of it. They vanish from the algorithm. The sharper the sarcasm, the more accurate the critique, the more barren your feed becomes of real opportunities. In the new logic, even imperfect action holds value. It conducts energy instead of draining it. The fake fireflies vanish too, those who speak big words about meaning, while leaking through the basics. Deadlines, money, agreements. The world has become literal in its simplicity. Promise it. Do it. Can't? Say no honestly. Made a mistake? Fix it. Any attempt to shine with spiritual lectures while standing on expired promises no longer triggers backlash, just disappears from attention. The result is simple. Only what sustains reality stays. Polite packaging can no longer hide emptiness. What works now is clarity, accountability, and the ability to speak truth in your own voice. Everything else, the system stops funding. Who remains? The autonomous. They don't say, "Give me a reason to live." They say, "Here's my direction. Join me if it resonates." They don't milk sympathy. They don't trade in resentment. Instead of drama, clear agreements. Instead of blame, what are we doing? With them, you feel safe. You don't need to be convenient. You just need to be honest. Who else stays? The composed. They don't patch silence with noise. To them, pause isn't a failure, it's a dashboard. In the quiet, it becomes clear where to step forward and where not to, which voice calls you and which drags you backward. They don't chase every impulse, which is why their aim is true. And the creators remain, the quiet builders of order. A service, a song, a product, a course, a community. No matter the scale, they all add life. Around them, people, ideas, and resources gather. Because the system favors those who expand meaning and structure. Even if their projects are flawed, they live. Because they feed on usefulness, not attention. And those who keep their word, they remain too. In the new scene, a promise is no longer politeness. It's a contract with space. You said it. You did it. You get amplified. Didn't follow through? Gave notice? You preserved the trust field. Broke it silently? You collapsed more than human connection. You shook the credit of your own storyline. The algorithm stops handing you chances. Everything is literal now. Alignment, currency, reliability, bridge. Attention is water. What you water, grows. Feed resentment. And the algorithm gives you proof, crooked looks, ignored messages, little injustices. Pour your attention into the work, and context surface, steps clarify, tools arrive. There's no morality here, just physics. The current strengthens whatever circuit you choose. Intention is the why behind your what. Make things easier, clearer, kinder. When you do that, the scene opens doors. Partners show up. Timelines come together. Accidents hit their mark. Because the world doesn't respond to your words. It responds to the tone beneath them. Alignment is the ultimate accelerator. When thought, word, and action are in sync, reality softens like warm wax. But even the tiniest crack slows everything down. You say health matters, but burn through every night. The algorithm doesn't know which branch to feed. You say family comes first, but bring home crumbs of attention. The chain sparks, the lights flicker. The moment you realign, cut empty promises, name things as they are, and calendar what you call important, days begin to unfold faster than you can explain. Inner synchronicity births outer synchronicity, and when you're whole, life stops pushing back and starts moving with you. This new scene isn't about who's right, it's about who's fueled. Low charges, anger, petty comparison, envy, flare up brightly, then leave you in a desert. One burst of action and you're piecing yourself together for a week. But the high frequencies, curiosity, gratitude, calm resolve, they don't blind you, but they carry you far. That's why simple things have suddenly become sacred. Sleep isn't indulgence, it's your recharge station. Water is clarity's conductor. Your body is an antenna. It only catches the right signals in a clean field. Hygiene is energetic. A day spent in someone else's news and emotions jams your signal. You hear the world, but miss your own path. Cut the scroll. Reclaim the pause. Breathe. And you'll land by accident, at the right place, at the right time. A drained battery always arrives 5 minutes late to its luck. Boundaries are energetic too. Every honest no to what's not yours is a loud yes to your flow. From there, conflicts start to resolve on their own, because you stop inserting yourself into places you don't belong. Here are a few anchors. Regular sleep, your agreement with the body. Water and movement, your reset. Morning focus. 3 actions, not 30 cravings. Silence before a big step, your tuning fork. The cleaner your signal, the wider the gate opens. This world now prefers the imperfect but energized, those who protect their inner flame. Partnerships built on need no longer hold. Formulas like, "You're my safety," "You're my wallet," "You're my reason to live," sound like a short circuit, a flash, then darkness. These links drain the future from both sides because they lack the one thing that matters: freedom to choose each other again. The new scene values resonance, together, because there's more light that way. You don't keep someone out of fear, you honor their trajectory, you don't demand proof, you move forward, shoulder to shoulder. And in that simplicity, health arrives. Money arrives. People arrive. As if the connection itself was never a goal, but a powerful, open channel. Tests come quickly now. Any shakeup, a deadline, illness, sudden turn, reveals what your bond is made of. Where there's respect and freedom, tension doesn't destroy. It compresses and strengthens. You talk. You renegotiate. You support each other. And through that transparency, the current flows even stronger. Where respect is absent, things fall apart quietly. No drama, just silence. The calls slow down. The plans drift to someday. The chats go quiet. Not because anyone is bad, but because the power source is gone. And that's a blessing. Not to hold on to what's already dead, so the alive can enter. Real connections are recognized by 3 quiet signs. You breathe easier around them. You think more clearly. You want to be yourself, not a role. Everything else is noise the new era no longer funds. You know why it's gotten quiet? Because the world stopped responding to grand declarations. It listens for simpler things. What are you doing exactly? For whom? By when? At what cost? That's it. Not I do everything for everyone, not I'm always here, but specifics that can be trusted. If they're not there, people don't argue. They just don't come back. That's the quiet removal. Not punishment, just no signal. In this new time, money flows to clarity and calm. Picture your favorite local bakery. You don't go there because it has the best pastries in town. You go because by 7 a.m. the bread is hot. By 8:15 the croissants are out. Come in the evening and there's a discount. They don't sell you a fantasy. They sell you a rhythm you can plan around. Same with services. Not, I'm a jack of all trades, but I serve this area. I fix blockages in 40 minutes, 2-week guarantee. Not, I'm a math tutor, but I prepare 9th grade students, 8 weeks, 2 sessions a week, midpoint testing, voice memos for feedback. Feel the difference? In the second case, people can decide instantly. They know what happens tomorrow morning, by what date, for what price, and what the backup plan is. That's where trust is born. Let's talk about price. Price isn't about greed, it's about clarity, a precise boundary. You've taken on a specific commitment. Your rate includes your speed, your presence, your energy. If it feels too tight inside, you'll miss deadlines, get resentful, blame the client. That means the price wasn't aligned with reality. In this new era, it's better to say, it costs more, and keep your word, than undercharge and apologize for weeks. The world forgives a bit expensive faster than missed again. Now, communication. People don't want to speak into the void. Set a simple rhythm for yourself. I reply from 9 to 7. Evenings only. Next day replies. It eases expectations and dissolves hurt before it begins. If you can't keep up, don't disappear. Say one honest thing. I'm falling behind. Here are 2 options. That saves more trust than 1,000 excuses. This is pure physics. Calm tone, plus concrete action. Connection restored. In the new era, money is not applause. It's not love. Money is a receipt for the clarity and calm people felt around you. Become the place where things feel clear and safe. And life will guide the right people straight to your door. The future isn't somewhere out there. It's like a city in the fog. You drive, and the street lamps light up only as far as your honesty can see. The new era doesn't need perfection. It needs your presence. When you're whole, a steady flame, the world adjusts. The road smooths out. People soften. Time listens. But the moment you betray yourself, the scene dims the lights. Not out of cruelty, but to stop feeding what's no longer alive. Whatever you agree to nourish, grows. Fear finds arguments. Jealousy a reason. Resentment an audience. But so do other seeds. Attention brings clarity. Meaning attracts people. Usefulness builds bridges. Honesty opens locked doors. This isn't magic. It's the physics of resonance. The system amplifies what rings true. The future doesn't ask you to play a role. It asks that your words and your steps come from the same center. When your internal yes matches your outer path, reality bends with you. Schedules shift, lines dissolve, doors open, right on time. But when your insides say no, and your actions say I must, everything slows. That's a sign too. Time to pivot. You are both traveler and mapmaker. The map of the future isn't handed down. It grows from your moment-by-moment agreement to stay true to yourself. Where you align with you, life aligns with you. The new era is already here. Hold your note, and the city in the fog will light up on its own. Thank you for being here, for caring about what matters. Guard your focus. Guard yourself. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay close to your signal. Stay close to